Never let the things you want make you forget the things you already have. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimberly. I am here to help you manifest on purpose. Thank you so much for joining me today. A lot of the conversations that I have here on the Manifest on Purpose show are inspired by some of the audience, some of you. It may be something that you say, it may be a comment, but it just sets off something in me that inspires me to deliver this information to you. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all of those that you invite to listen as well. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. The God in me loves the God in you. Speaking of today's episode, I'm going to be talking about appreciation. We hear a lot about gratitude in manifestation, but we don't hear a lot about appreciation. And there is a big difference. I'm going to share that with you today. And I'm going to let you know why you should be using appreciation. But before we get into the conversation and the story for today, I'm going to give you the astronumerology forecast as written by astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, November the 4th. The sun is in Scorpio, moon in Sagittarius. It's a 1 universal month, an 11 universal week, a 5 universal day. This is the perfect day to bring about meaningful changes in your life if you're sincerely in earnest. You won't be able to do it otherwise if you don't. And with these meaningful changes, if you're open, willing, and able, comes the possibility of meaningful opportunities that could make a tremendous difference in your life by the time the sun goes down. However, if you fail to make an effort, you may never see the light of day as you move forward this month. And why should you let a chance like today go by? Perhaps a Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius, and those born on the 5th, the 14th, the 23rd of the month may have the answer. Once again, that is our astronumerology forecast for today, courtesy of astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can download the app so that you can get your personal forecast every single day. You can go to astar8.com. That's ASTAR, the number 8.com. You can also get it on Google Play in the App Store and linktr.ee/numbersanyou, where you will gain access to his other exclusive products and services. 2025 is entering fast. And it's time for you to make sure that you're guided in the right way for the year of 2025, the year of the nine. This is going to be a transformative year. You need a navigation system. Allow that navigation system to be your astronumerology forecast for the year. It will let you know what you should be doing each month to get through this year successfully. You can also get your personal numerology chart, your compatibility chart, and you can get your business reports as well. All of these things you can get at Kimberly.com. I'm inviting you to please be my guest on Wednesday, January the 1st, 2025, the year of the nine. Please come and join me for the Vision Board Mastery. This is going to be an event like no other. We're going to manifest 2025 on purpose In this workshop, you will learn the power of visualization. You will also learn some visualization techniques. You learn what the vision board is, how to create one, and you'll even create your very own vision board. This is going to be epic. And I have this whole workshop set up in a way that helps you manifest. You're going to share your intentions with the others, and we're going to come together as a collective to stand on these intentions. And not only that, we're going to conclude with a guided visualization session that allows you to plant your seeds into the fertile soil of 2025. You don't want to miss this one. You can just click on the QR code in the bottom right of the flyer or go to Kimberly.com, KIMBALEY.com. Now, let's get to this story. Just a little honesty and transparency here. I have to tell you the story of when I first began to drive on my own. Of course, being young and a young lady at that, all I cared about is having a car to get from point A to point B. All of the other stuff, I didn't think about it because I did not really care about it. I just wanted to make sure that I had something to drive. And it started with my very first car. The very first car I got, I could tell that my dad had a problem with my driving, and he also had a problem with the way that I took care of the cars. He was very sarcastic, and he always had something to say about what I was not doing to the car and what I should be doing, or how crazy I was driving. But I paid him no mind because I know that's just how he is anyway. But on the plus side, that was my mechanic. Yep, it wasn't his trade. It wasn't the thing that he did for a living, but he was a great mechanic as well. So every time I had problems with my car, while some people might call AAA or something like that, no, I'm calling Daddy. And Daddy would come get it and he would diagnose it and he'd work on it and it'd be perfectly fine. So imagine me. I kind of probably was like a spoiled brat. Every time something went wrong with the car, I'm calling Daddy and he comes to get it, fixes it. Most of the time I did not pay him. I'm just like, when am I going to be able to drive again? All I wanted to know is, were you able to fix the problem? I was not concerned about what the problem was. And it even went like that when I got my second vehicle. So I had two vehicles. So it was kind of the same thing. All I felt like I needed to do was to jump in the car and go. Who cared about getting an alignment on the car? That's no fun. Who cared about going to get the oil change? That's no fun. I didn't want to think about those things. So I just let them go. And each time those things cause problems. So one day, when I took my car to my dad, I had an issue with the motor. And the reason why I had an issue with the motor is because I wasn't keeping the oil change like I should have been. My dad must have felt like enough was enough. And he sat me down and he had a long conversation. And my dad, boy, when he has those long conversations, boy, you're in for it. And I didn't even feel like hearing it, but I could not deny what he was telling me that day was pure wisdom. He gave me this simple tip. He said, if you be good to your car will be good to you. And it really blew my mind. And he went on to tell me how regular maintenance needed to be done on the cars. There's times when you need to check the fluids in the car. There's time when you need to check on other things to see if they're going well. When I kept having to buy new tires because my tires were wearing out It was because of the fact that I needed a front end alignment and I was not properly rotating my tires. So he broke all of this down to say to me that if you appreciate something, you take care of it. So when we think about gratitude versus appreciation, gratitude is saying, I'm thankful for it. And yes, that is a high frequency vibration to be in. But at the same time, it's a totally different vibration than appreciation. When you look at the word appreciation, one of the definitions says to give value to it. So, what this is saying to me is that all of those years that I was having the issues with those vehicles my dad was telling me about, I was just concerned with driving, and I really did not appreciate what I had. I was grateful I had something to drive in, but I was not appreciative. Because if I was appreciative, then I would have done everything that I had to do to make sure that those things were maintained. You heard the quote, never let the things you want make you forget the things that you already have. So when we bring that down to a manifestation perspective, let's look at it like this. Let's talk about children. If you have children or maybe nieces and nephews or something where you can relate to, and they come up to you and they say, Mom or Auntie or Dad, I need $20. And you give them $20 and they go out in that same day and they waste that money. They come back to you in another couple of days and they may say, Mom, Dad, Pops, whoever, I need $100 now. When you think about how they wasted the first $20, are you going to be so willing to say, here, take another $100? Or are you going to think about that first? One of the things that you need to understand about manifestation is don't get so caught up in what you want in the future that you're not even taking care of what you have now. When you give appreciation, add value to the things that you already have, only then will you be blessed enough to receive something even greater than that? Because appreciation is adding value. So that means if you want something else, then that thing that you want has to be of more value than what you already had, or else you wouldn't even want it in the first place. You would just be satisfied with what you have. So you have to understand that not only do you need to be grateful for what you want, appreciation unlocks doors too. So now what I want to do is I want to go into some of the things that you should be appreciative for in general. And the very first thing is simple. Everything. Because everything in your life has a purpose. No matter what it is in your environment, no matter what it is that you're going through, you should always be trying to add value to that. Even though it may be something that's not necessarily good for you at the time, but how can you add value to this situation? How can you change this situation or this circumstance into something that can be beneficial for you? How can you make this a learning experience? So, in general, you need to be appreciative of everything because, as I said, everything is a manifestation. Everything is a manifestation and a reason to be grateful for. Another thing that you need to appreciate, you need to appreciate yourself, knowing that you are a living vessel for manifestation. You are an expression of the Creator. It is so special to be a part of this life right now. It's so special to be able to wake up and live. It's amazing, and you should not take that lightly. That is something that you should appreciate. You should appreciate your small wins, the things that seem like, oh, this is just so little. This is nowhere near what I want. However, you should be appreciative because this little thing is going to lead you into something bigger. But you have to be in appreciation before it gets to that point. You see what I'm saying? You also have to be appreciative for people. The way that I see it, and this is my personal experience, we are all connected. No matter if it's someone that you don't like, or no matter if it's someone that does not like you, we are all a part of that one great mind. So, being in appreciation for yourself helps you be in appreciation of others. Be appreciative of the perspective that they bring to life. Be appreciative for what they offer in your life, no matter what it is, because everything leads to an opportunity for growth. And last but not least, and I said these things are just general things because it can get deeper than this. But the last thing is whatever it is that you have set your intentions for, you need to be specifically appreciative in the area with the things that you already have. You know, an example of that is when I went to the two vehicles, nothing changed with the way I handled things, but it was like I would drive one car, run that one car until that needed work, and then I jump into the next car and the same thing, but even when it feels like it has no value, you have to continue to add the value, because if it has no value, that's just your perspective. You're perceiving that it does not have value. That's why it may not be valuable to you in your life. So you have to appreciate whatever it is that you already have, because that car may have been the old car, but hey, it still carried me when it was carrying me. So that's something that I should have been appreciative to. I'm so glad that I learned that lesson my dad taught me. It probably saved me a lot of money and a lot of wear and tear on some cars. But all this is saying is there is a difference between gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude is being thankful. You're grateful for what you have, but when you appreciate it, you're giving it value. So think about those things in your life that you're in gratitude for. And that should be all things. But how can you add value to those areas? What can you do to make those areas better than what they already are? I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.